Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and the drama continues here in the competitive Call of Duty community. This time it's Methodz getting called out for turning up late, but how exactly is Doug Censor involved with him back in an organisation and knocking out some big competition on the Challengers side in the Elite? Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I greatly appreciate it. It really helps on the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, thought this is kind of entertaining from Draft Buff really. What qualifies you to play for us? Your hide, of course, with John joining the Los Angeles Thieves, Huke dropping out of that team, and also TJ being replaced for Drazah. Now, interestingly, of course, TJ goes to join the Western team. That's something that he effectively leaked to, I imagine, them, or well, at least he leaked it on stream, what the roster was going to be for the Los Angeles Thieves guys, and Kenny wasn't too happy about that, as we did indeed look at yesterday. Now, also on the Challenger side, Doug has been talking about this for quite some time now, joining a new organisation right in the Challenger side. Now, Pioneers GG seems to be where he's gone to, and as you can see right here, I love how Doug's like embracing the memes in a way, like he gets off the jet ski, he comes out right here, whips off the life jacket, and then, well, underneath you can see the Pioneers jersey or whatever. It's sleeveless, you know the drill at this point. And then, well, you knew as soon as you saw this, Doug Censor was going to fry on this day. Goes to try and qualify for the Challengers Elite, and that's some pretty phenomenal results, as we will look at right here in a second. So, early on, I mean, I think they lost to UT Crew, obviously a pretty solid team in the Challenger side. But as you can see, Doug, they won this game 1, 250-249. Doug absolutely frying like out of his mind. And then you can see right at the end that he goes on a 12 streak, I'm pretty sure, to finish off this game. Gets full streaks, as you can see. They win this game like 250 to, well, 249, as you can see right here at the very end. So, incredibly impressive stuff from Doug and the boys. They get the job done here. Full short, I believe, to this team in the end. But that was certainly not where their story finished off for the day. This is where things got really, really interesting then. Because, of course, there's some great players in Challengers that have certainly been talking about the fact that they deserve their spot in the Pro League, right? You can look at guys like Methodz, of course, TJHaLy, and players of the sort. You can see this team right here, obviously. Saints, you've got Methodz, you've got TJ, and you've got Hamza Frosty, who are on this on the team on the Wester squad. They come up against Censor's team, and guess what? Game 5, round 11, ice factor from Doug and the boys. I'm pretty sure they went up 2-0 in this series, on the verge of getting reverse swept. But here goes Doug. It's a 3 versus 3, Express Search and Destroy round 11. Not too many maps better than this really to have a situation like a Game 5 round 11 on. And well, here's Doug down low by the B bomb site, getting the first kill in this important 3 versus 3 situation. And well, his team manages to help him out and trade things out to finish off the day. He takes down Methodz, as you can see right there, and then the teammates are in perfect position to, well, finish off the round. So, incredible stuff, to be honest. Doug and co take down Methodz' team, and well, certainly some drama would follow from this one, because obviously Methodz, TJ not particularly happy with it. There was a lot of talking coming out about the attitude of these players, right? Because these are guys that have been in the Pro League for a very long time. They're, understandably frustrated that they're now in the Challenger side. But there's a lot of players in Challengers, the likes of Doug, right, who've been working super hard for so many years to try and get their spot back in the Pro League, and it must be tough if you're a guy like Methodz or TJ to keep up the motivation, right, and keep playing the amount of hours that you need to play, because it's incredibly competitive down there, and you're not just going to like get your spot back in the Pro League without even worrying about it and just getting, a team that's just going to gift you an opportunity, because at the end of the day, at the present time at least, we don't know if there's going to be expansion coming into the league, right? If there were 16 teams, I wouldn't doubt that Methodz and TJ find themselves a spot without really having to do too much. But with a 12-team league, like, what are they really having to do, right? Because if there's no expansion, right, which we're not sure there's going to be, are they going to get a spot next season? It's tough to kind of see that exactly happening, right? Therefore, they've got to keep grinding through Challengers for another, few years, or, at least another year, right? Which means that you've got to actually take it seriously. And that has been some of the concern that, well, has come out these last several hours. You can see Doug says right here, GG's, TJ, Saints, Methodz, and Hamza. Game at 5-5 ice. 11-6 goes Doug. I'm pretty sure one of his teammates gets like 14 kills or something. Now, there was, of course, a flank episode. Get definitely some discussion around whether this should have exactly been the case or not, because Hamza comes on, who was teammate of Methodz, as you saw in that clip right now, to kind of, talk about how he's very frustrated with the way Methodz and, has been handling himself so far. Now, you could argue this is a little bit one-sided in the sense that it's not like Methodz got the opportunity to come on and defend himself, so, all a little bit strange. I think there was some discussion about it, but it is what it is, and it's content, I suppose, at the end of the day. So, this is kind of what came on. We'll share a couple of clips from this with you guys in just a second here, but, well, as Crone says, earlier today, Challengers team Methodz, TJ, Hamza, and Saints, that being the Wester team, failed to qualify for the Challengers Elite, because Doug manages to knock them out of the tourney, or at least beats them, and I'm pretty sure that was the loser's side, so I think they did knock them out. Hamza went on the flank and spoke about Methodz and TJ not giving it 100%, having bad comms and low vibes. Methodz responded on the Reddit, as we will look at here in just a second. So, very interesting really, right? You see these guys from the Pro League, Methodz and TJ, as we talked about, understandably frustrated with not having their opportunity still in the Pro League, and now they come down to the Challenger side, and they've still got to prove themselves, right? Because, look, if I'm a pro team, if I'm a general manager of a pro team, I'm looking at situations like this, and I'm thinking, alright, okay, are these guys actually the right fit for my pro team when I can get some really hungry up-and-coming amateur players players that have been grinding through this for years, the likes of Hamza. You know, you can look at guys like Gravity, for example, who's been a top AR in challenges for years and never really got his opportunity, and to guys like that that have been keep on grinding, and you get pros dropping down and not necessarily giving it their all, and all of a sudden they're not even making it into the Challengers Elite, where, you know, they're talking about how they're some of the best players in Challengers, you could argue.
Scrims were not looking good. Went over the issues, went over VODs, talked about what's the main issue. The main issue is like our comms are extremely quiet. So now tournament time comes around. Zinni wakes up 5 minutes prior before a match.
No.
I really told him. We told him prior to that last night, telling him, "Yo, get on advance." I got on 2 hours ahead, warmed up. Everyone's warmed up, ready to go. Gets on. We get slammed first series, 3-0. So that's that. Going to second series is the same thing going down. No comms. We're not communicating with each other. I'm trying my best to communicate. As you can see on the stream, like everyone sounds like there's no energy. No one's bringing the passion. It's like no effort.
Yeah.
So that's what really frustrating me, because I'm trying my best. Like I've been in the challenger scene for 2-3 years now. I try my best every day. I want to be in the league. That's the goal. So like it's just annoying to me that pros that come down that play just aren't giving it 100%.
It is frustrating because I do think challengers right now is kind of like a passion pit. Would you agree?
It is.
Like I feel like
100%,
it's just a straight passion pit right now, and it is a little bit uncharacteristic of Methodz to not show up on time, like to be kind of just like waking up 5 minutes before and just kind of hopping on and just going through the motions.
It's just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, I was even watching a little bit. Like I was watching. The first thing I said is like, I don't hear anyone. Like I feel like nobody's talking. Like I feel like nobody's talking.
I said that after the first series we lost. I'm like, yo boys, let's bring up the comms, bring up the energy. Like it was just flat. We just came in flat. No one's talking. I feel like I'm trying to talk, but I can't just talk for everybody. We lose first map, boom, vibes are gone. Everything's gone. No comms. We're headbutting hills. We're getting worse.
Yeah, it's tough. I think for Methodz and Thieves, there's no excuse. I think they're like, you know, they're pro caliber players, and I think maybe that's why they felt like, you know, maybe that's why you felt that way. Maybe they just felt like they should still be in the pro league. Like, I don't know what their 100%. Mindset was, you know, like maybe challengers 100%. To them is not taken as seriously, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like, and then what about Nato? Like, what was Nato saying? Was he bitching about the same shit?
Yeah, Nato was talking about the comms as well, and I agreed with him. We were like, me and Nato were on the same page. I felt like me and him were trying to communicate what's going on, but it was just like it wasn't happening in game. Like me and Nato tried our best. I'm not saying TJ and Zinni didn't try, but it just felt like they weren't trying. That's what it felt like. But Nato went hard. Nato, I respect Nato. He's like one of my favorites.
So Methodz goes on to do a response on the Reddit that we will look at right now. I'll preface this by saying I was 100% wrong, but it wasn't intentional. I had to wake up at 10 AM for a test because I needed one within 72 hours of returning to Toronto, because he had to go out to the major with the rest of the team, I'm pretty sure, because he was their substitute, so just in case that anything happens. Ideally, I'd go a different day, but a different day wouldn't guarantee I'd have the results in time. 10 AM is obviously not late for normal people, but when your schedule is set up for late night playing and streaming, it's quite early. I was exhausted, so I thought a quick nap would help. Then I got plenty of bots in before playing. I was tired the first map, didn't play well, and apologized to my team countless times for that map. As for Hamza saying our communication didn't seem intense, my teammates told me multiple times that my comms get too hectic and spammy sometimes, so I tried toning it down a bit. Nonetheless, obviously unacceptable to play any map in a tournament like this, tired as Methodz says. So really interesting stuff. They end up losing this series, they end up losing the tournament. This comes out from Scrappy as well, another player in the challenger scene that I imagine he's talking about Methodz, because I don't know, like Methodz often comes on the flank and talks about he was a very solid player in the challenger side. Understandably so, it's good to have that self-confidence, right? But as well, Scrap's saying right here, maybe he's not talking about Methodz at all, but he says, look, how are you calling yourself the best when you can't wake up for a qualifier and get absolutely destroyed? Confused, he says. Indeed. So really interesting stuff, to be honest. I mean, I wonder if this is a similar trend, because you see guys like Slasher and guys like Huke, who when they did get dropped off their teams, they didn't really compete in the challenger side, and we were kind of questioning that as whether that's actually the best idea. But those guys, their stock is just so high that they're going to find a spot pretty much no matter what. But if you're guys like Methodz and TJ, you've really got to earn your spot, right? You've got to earn your potential to get back into the pro league, and you want to be, well, considered to be a very solid player in the challengers region at the very least, and with, of course, the reputation of a pro player as well. And maybe that's falling away for some of these guys right now. As Hamza says, one on the flank last night, and well, explain the situation, how I look from my perspective. I think what I said is fair, and what I experience is unacceptable. Zuma's not being biased. I agree, you should hear everyone's POV, but what I said is what everyone will agree on, at least, well, apparently, from what people have heard behind the scenes. This I did think was kind of interesting, right? Because on the 17th of June, Methodz is talking during the major about how there's some players that he describes them as hamsters, right? Players that are particularly good online, not so good on LAN, and it's kind of interesting Methodz just calling this out, and then, of course, the situation goes down as it is now, just a couple of days later. Now, this is kind of funny. I thought that TJ tweeted out off to Cancun. He says maybe he'll hop on a jet ski or something with Doug Censor Martin, because, well, it seems like Doug Censor Martin, as a Decimate says, Doug sent TJ to Cancun, because, well, Doug knocked him out of the tournament, and now TJ's off to the races. So, it's been quite the few days from TJ, to be honest, getting dropped off this team. The drama comes down with Kenny. Now, we've got people talking about the fact that his attitude isn't there, and the same with Methodz and all this type of stuff. And, well, the common denominator is Doug Censor Martin knocking them out of the tournament. Unfortunately for Doug, didn't end up ideally for him. You can see right here that they went on to play the Los Angeles Guerrillas Academy with Chino, Exceed, Morks, and Nero as it is right now. So Chino back down there. And while this game on Garrison Hardpoint, they lose 250 to 24. So not the ideal performance from Doug and the boys here. And they can't bounce back in this series, and they fall just short of the Elite, well, of qualifying for the Elite 4 Season 5, I believe. But still, great day from Doug, all things considered. You got to say fair play at the end of it. And well, lost to Los Angeles Guerrillas Academy. GG to those guys. Didn't quite qualify. But of course, well, many other bigger name players, I suppose, or at least players that have been in the Pro League more recently than Doug has, actually, well, not qualifying either. So pretty incredible to see the amount of talent, to be honest, that's down there in the challenger side. But also these complaints about players not giving their all. I understand it, right? If you're someone who's dropped down from the Pro League, that's been there for so many years, up in the upper echelons, and now has to fight your way through this difficult situation. I mean, you've got all the ping stuff, and I mean, people are trying to screw each other over in terms of like who's hosting the map and all this. Like, I'm sure it gets really frustrating having played in an actual professional league for the majority of the season. But at the end of the day, it's probably what you've got to do to earn yourself a spot back in the league, because there's only 48 players that get a starting spot in the league right now. It's incredibly competitive, and well, if you can't prove that you can actually maintain your composure in the challenger side, then I'm not really sure if I'm a general manager that you're someone I am necessarily targeting at the top of my list. But very much intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really upset the YouTube algorithm. Like you enjoyed this content, other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you as always, take care, and I will see you next time.